So how do you see the role of legal project management in today's firm, Kevin?
I think if we benchmark across firms, there's a number of different models. On a high level, client-facing or not client-facing, chargeable, not chargeable, lawyers or non-lawyers as LPMs. The way in which we've approached it, we've tried to go after control, visibility, transparency and communication. So we'd be getting into the detail of the task and the interdependencies of task, building out timelines, creating some automated tracking processes. And then the LPM would play a role in actually looking at that, raising challenges, working with the senior team to come up with some good solutions. So I think in the medium term, we'll start to see more standardisation. And I think it's my view that up to 80% of the process can be standardised. If we get to a standard approach for the 80%, then the 20% remains the playground for the LPM and the teams to ensure that they can bespoke the process for the different clients. I think that over time, LPM will start to find a strong calling into the advisory areas and potentially focusing on some of the more commoditised services.
What type of person do you think you look for when you're building your team? What is the qualities you're looking for?
Yeah, so I think the qualities will probably vary over time, and already we're seeing a variance. So in the more mature practice groups where LPM has been involved for a long time, there is less of a requirement for the change manager. There is more of a requirement for someone who can really stand their ground as a more senior member of the team and work together with the legal teams, driving them in a different direction or with different approaches based on efficiency and the likes. In the practice groups where we're less embedded, I think it's clear to say that the requirement is much more on change management, is much more on relationship building, being amongst them, being able to be flexible in what task you take on in order to do whatever is required to disaggregate the task from the legal teams and show them that there are different ways of approaching it and build up that trust within those teams. At the moment, we're looking for a very flexible resource which can probably do both of those and would tend to come with a good pedigree of project management, but a very flexible style and a very strong on interpersonal skills to build that relationship with the teams.
Are firms going to continue to invest, in your view, in the function? And if so, what sort of direction?
There is definitely growth in LPM teams to have more capacity, more ability to deploy LPMs within matters and client-facing roles. I think the growth will probably start to polarise into the senior area and into the coordinator area. The senior area because the role of leading on the process would start to be carved out more clearly. And the coordinating, there will become a greater recognition that you can deploy a project manager and use their competencies more successfully if you enable them to delegate tasks to coordinators and other support teams.
There's the other question which we get asked a lot. Do we put an ex-lawyer into that role or do we put a non-lawyer into that role? What's your own personal view on that?
My experience is that it's more about the candidate than their background. Admittedly, the background, if they've been around law or if they've studied as a lawyer, the peer-to-peer aspect of being able to say, I know how it was when I was there. What I try to get my teams to do is to be aware of their role to the point that they know when they should be pulling down on the expertise of the associates and the partners and not getting into the grey area of, is this my role, is this yours?
Thanks, Kevin, for coming in this morning. It's been really insightful, and I think a lot of our viewers are going to enjoy listening to you share your thoughts and views. So, yes, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.